Alright, so sadly, for legal reasons, I'm not allowed to show any footage or screenshots from the new patch prior to its release. So, in the meantime, enjoy some mediocre Deadpool gameplay in the background. I will be putting up some screenshots from the Marvel Rivals website of particular characters and their character sheets, to reference abilities and moves that are being changed. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the Vanguard changes. Alright, for Vanguards, we're starting with Bruce Banner / Hulk. First change is Indestructible Guard has a new effect. Hulk gains the Invincible status effect for the full duration of the ability's cast. Interesting, okay. I assume that's similar to Star-Lord. Whenever Star-Lord does his dash, he gains Invincible, where you'll hear that ching, right? That shield effect when you try to shoot at him. I'm assuming that's what they mean. Hang on, there's also additional information here. Increased caster shield value by 100 points from 200 to 300. Okay. Increased ally shield value by 100 points from 100 to 200. Shield duration increased by 0.5 seconds. So it was previously 2.5 seconds, now it is 3 seconds. Fixed a bug where Monster Hulk was not immune to Elsa Bloodstone's summoned Glartrox. Okay, so I think these are good Hulk changes. What can I say? I'm a Hulk main. At least when it comes to tank, I play Hulk Thing. That's pretty much it. Maybe Strange or Magneto when the time comes. But Hulk does feel kind of underpowered, even with the changes that they've given him over the last few patches. So this feels like the cherry on top for those changes, right? They've been changing the cycle of his bubble with, prioritizing clap and reducing the cooldown for bubble. So I think buffing bubble a little bit, especially giving him invincibility on cast, makes it so that he can dive in, get kills and dive out, or deal damage and dive out without exploding, which is very good given this season and given all of the changes, or all of the CC that's in this game. I think these are good changes to Hulk. Moving on. Next up is Groot. Reduced Ironwood Wall's health by 100 points. From 600 to 500. It was 600? Really? That's so much. Yeah, okay, I see why it was reduced. Reduced shield generation from Ironwood Wall by 15 points. From 40 to 25. Reduced maximum shield health granted from Ironwood Wall by 100 points. So from 250 to 150. Now, Groot is in a weird spot for me because I understand Groot is really oppressive and really busted in high level play. Really good Groots just run lobbies, apparently. Personally, I'm very bad at Groot, so I've never really had that experience. When I pick Groot, people shoot my walls. But when the enemy team picks Groot, it feels like no one ever wants to shoot the walls. Maybe I just have bad wall placement or something like that. I don't know. But, I mean, I personally, again, I never felt like Groot was super oppressive, but 600 HP on the Ironwood Wall is kind of ridiculous. That's Strange Shield, except he can place it to wall you off and stuff like that. So nerfing the wall, I think, nerfing the health on the wall, I think is fine. And nerfing the amount of shield Groot gets from it is also fine. I think if you're a bad Groot player, this makes you worse instead of better, of course. And good Groots just receive a minor slap on the wrist, right? The overall, I mean, Groot nerfs are fine by me, right? It is what it is. Next up is Peni. Let's see, wall climb is getting changed. New effect. Peni can now fire cyberweb clusters and use abilities while wall climb is active. She couldn't do that before? Like, you couldn't fire her primary while you were on the wall? Why? That seems like such a oversight. Why give her the wall crawl ability if she can't do anything on it? Okay, I mean, I think that's a good change. Gives Peni more options while she's being mobile, I guess. Cyber Bond Reworked. Pullback effect no longer triggers automatically. Pressing the ability button again will trigger the pullback effect. Holding the ability button down will detach the link. So this is, if I'm correct, this is her movement ability, right? Where she like web zips, and it like attaches to whatever the web that she outputs. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't play a lot of Peni, so I did not know that this was even something that happens. Apparently, if you walk too far away from that without detaching, it pulls you back automatically. Not sure how big of a change this is for Peni mains. Personally, I've never even seen a Peni use the pullback effect on Cyberweb or Cyber Bond, right? So maybe this will inspire them to use it more often, or use it in more creative ways. Who knows? Okay, this is interesting. New team up with Wanda, of all people. Scarlet Witch. Chaotic Strands. Cyberweb Snare gains an added effect. Projectiles that come in contact with Cyberweb Snare while it is airborne are destroyed. The ability cooldown is increased by 2 seconds. So from 2 seconds to 4 seconds. What are the limits of that? Right, so, okay, I guess when you shoot out the web, it functions like a shield, right? Or even maybe like Defense Matrix from Diva, where it just destroys projectiles that it comes in contact with. I imagine that includes like hit scan projectiles and stuff like that. But does this like eat ultimates? Like if Iron Man maximum pulses and you shoot this at the pulse, does this eat the pulse? If so, I mean, that's pretty good, right? She has no other way to defend herself. Like, I think that's my biggest complaint with Peni, is she has no, like, shield. She has no way to block damage. She just eats damage. Other than, like, shield generation from her webs, she just eats damage. So, if you pick something like Punisher, or, like, even Iron Man, like, Iron Man and Punisher just shit on her. So, you know, maybe this is a good way of giving her somewhat to block damage, is if you have a witch on your team. Which, Scarlet Witch and Peni seem like a strange combo, but okay. I mean, it's fine. I think it's cool. Give her some new shit. Give her some new stuff that's not just doubling down on the mines, right? The nest, like they did with the Rocket team up. Like that was so obnoxious. Alright, looks like the last Vanguard to be changed is Thor. Reduced maximum health by 25 points from 600 to 575. Okay. I feel like that's not all that much, right? Like, well, he is a pretty big target. Maybe that's significant. I don't know. Storm Surge. Bonus health generated from cast removed. 25 bonus health granted to Thor when the ability hits a target. Okay. Okay, so it's like hammer throw, right? Like you don't get the bonus health when you throw the hammer. You get it when you actually hit someone with the hammer after it's been thrown. In general, I'm a big fan of removing this kind of thing, where it's just like you get shield on cast. So if that's the direction they're going with this patch, that's a good change. You want to reward skill, you want to reward actually landing your abilities, as opposed to just pushing your buttons. And Thor is very strong, I'm not gonna lie, this last season. Like, he can be really obnoxious to deal with, he can be really oppressive. This makes it so that he can stay in the fight while he is fighting, but getting out, he maybe has a bit more difficulty, because he doesn't get that bonus health from dashing away. I don't know. We'll have to see. Like, we'll have to see how the rest of the changes play out and how that contributes to the sandbox to see if he is like still super oppressive and still good. I think he's still gonna be fine. I think he's still playable here. But you know, those are like two nerfs that you're gonna kind of feel if you're a Thor main, I imagine. All right, I imagine this section is gonna be pretty long because there's a lot of fucking duelists in this game. But the duelist section is kicked off by Black Panther. Okay, listen, I hate this hero. I think when this hero is good, the game is bad. It's in a bad space. Black Panther and Spider-Man, in my opinion, are both skill checks for your supports, or basically they're skill checks for your backline. And most people who play support, or most people who sit in the backline, are bad at the game. I hate to say that, but it's true. Like, most support players don't have the skills and awareness to deal with a Black Panther or a Spider-Man, and that's why they get so much value. So, personally, I don't think you should change BP to make him any better, right? I don't think there should be buffs for him. Generally speaking, I think he should just remain bad. And maybe they should just like completely rework his kit or something like that. I don't know. So let's see what changes they decided to give him. Reduced base health by 50 points from 275 to 225. Okay, they nerfed him. Okay. Vibranium Claws effect. Dealing damage to targets with Vibranium Mark. Grants Black Panther 15 bonus health up to a max of 225. So he can have up to 450 health by dealing damage with his claws if they're marked by the spear's mark. Okay, that's interesting. So we took away some of his base health and gave him bonus health generation on his primary fire, basically. Okay. Reduced dash cooldown by 0.5 seconds for every hit landed on a target with Vibranium Mark. Interesting. Okay. So, like I said, I would rather you not change BP at all and just keep him bad. But the main issue with BP is that he's feast or famine, right? You've heard that phrase, I'm sure, many a time from different streamers. Like, the idea is if you go in, if you miss your dash at all, like whether or not a person uses their movement ability or they just outlive your burst combo, once your dash is on cooldown, you are effectively worthless, right? Like, you can do nothing, you have no mobility anymore, right, other than wall climb, and like, you don't do any damage with your primary fire, right? Your entire kit's ability loop is just turned off at that point, right? So you're pretty much worthless. Spider-Man, he can go in and use his combo, like the ultimate combo, and the web zip, pull you in, uppercut you combo. He can do all of that and still has mobility to get out. That's why he's better than BP. But BP, during his engage, is faster than Spider-Man and is more lethal in a 1v1 than Spider-Man is. But again, if you don't succeed in the combo or you miss, you're just fucked, right? You're screwed. And you're basically forced to go on downtime until your cooldowns come back. And honestly, that loop feels really bad. Like, it feels good when you get the kill, but even after you get the kill, you still have to get out until your cooldowns come back. So you spend a lot of time just doing nothing on Black Panther. And I think this is a good way of getting him to do something, right, when his cooldowns are down. Because most of the time, you can keep Vibranium Mark on someone even after you miss your dash, right? Like, maybe you go in with Spear, and then you go for the dash, and you miss the dash. Well, they still have Vibranium Mark on them, and you still have your spin cooldown, like your kick cooldown. So you could theoretically still stay in the fight and just brawl with the person you were originally going to attack, because now you're going to get shield from it, and you're going to reduce the cooldown on your dash, right? So, I mean, I think this is a good change for him, if I'm being completely honest. Like, if this is the direction they want to move, good change. Also, it actually allows you to use his passive, which is like the lower his health is, the more damage he does, which unironically like encourages you to brawl with BP, but there's no way for him to self-sustain in a brawl, so he's just kind of worthless. Like, brawling is not even, none of his kit suggests that he should be brawling. All of it just suggests he's a burst diver, so his passive makes no sense. This change makes his passive make more sense. Okay, so I mean, good changes for BP. I would actually try this BP out. I honestly maybe would have increased the amount of damage he does with his primary fire if he connects to a target that has the mark on it. That probably would have been a better change. Like, I don't think attacking the tanks is a good idea for BP, because it just doesn't deal enough damage. But, I mean, who knows, right? Good BPs are probably going to feast on this, because their uptime is going to be increased. So, interesting change. His lower base health, though, is fine to me, because it means I can actually fucking kill him prior to his engage. Like, you can lower his health quite a bit before he engages, and you're more likely to kill him before he actually deals any damage. So, okay. Moving on. Widow. Black Widow changes. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you, that hero is just kind of bad in all sense of the word. So, like, I don't think any change you can make to this hero would actually make her, like, viable or good. But let's see what they did. Critical hits with Red Room Rifle apply 50% anti-heal to a target for 3 seconds. That's better. I mean, she needed something. I think Widow is still a throw pick, but if she's not able to one-shot people, at least giving her some utility on the team is kind of nice. Okay, sure. I mean, that works. Don't do anything, like, not changing her damage, not making it so she can one-shot, but giving her some utility with her gun, I think is fine. Alright. Interesting. Daredevil. Reduced base health by 100 points. From 300 to 200. He was 300 HP? Zeong, what the fuck? What are we doing, bro? Why would you make the most mobile, best dive hero in the game with a block, an auto aim, 300 HP? What are we doing? Well, I mean, we rectified it here. Maybe some people will say 100 is too much of a nerf, but again, like, this hero is so oppressive. He's like, no bullshit. Outside of Spider-Man, he's the best dive hero in the game. Like, if you actually want, like, I still think Spider-Man is better because he's faster. But Spider-Man is harder to play, right? So if you just want instant value on a dive hero, Daredevil is the better option, because he has similar mobility speed to Spider-Man, and he just has more survivability than Spider-Man. So he can fight for longer, and he has higher kill potential on your whole backline for longer durations, where Spider-Man kind of goes in, fights, and then gets out really quickly when his health gets low. Daredevil is more like Magic, where he can just stall your backline and force them to fight him or to run from him, and that takes time away from, like, your tank and your DPS getting healed. So removing some of his HP to make him easier to kill, okay, I think that's fine. So I maybe would have looked at his cooldowns, but this is probably a better direction for, like, the feel of the character, because I know a lot of people don't really care for, you know, increasing cooldown duration, or anything like that. Like, look what they did to Iron Fist. They've tweaked Iron Fist like 600 times. When, I mean, maybe the answer for Iron Fist was to just reduce his HP pool, right? Punish him more for missing his block, and maybe he's fine the way he was. Well, anyway, let's move on. Good change to Daredevil, I guess. Elsa Bloodstone. I think this hero is Hitler. I think this hero is the most busted hero I've ever seen put into a video game that is a PvP game. Because this hero has everything in their kit that you would want in a hero. It's literally perfection put in hero form. It is a hit scan that can 2-tap. It has mobility, and it has survivability, and it has a great ultimate. It has a team wipe ultimate. It has an ultimate that can counter support ults. Like, busted. Just fucking busted. For no reason. 2-second dash, by the way. At maximum charge. 2-second dash that gives 48... It's like 35 or 40 shield. Or bonus... I'm sorry, it's bonus health in this game. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. On cast. For 2 seconds. So she just stacks. You never kill this hero. And she can 2-tap you. And she's hit scan. And she deals great damage. Like, insane. Like, what the fuck were we thinking? Anyway, what's the changes? Removed bonus health generation on Ruthless Pursuit. Is that her? I think that's her dash, right? Yeah, that's the only thing that grants bonus health. Perfect. Yes, exactly what you needed to do. Why the fuck did it grant bonus health? Like, it can't do both. You can't have a movement ability, like an escape and engage tool that also grants survivability to a hero that can kill you from halfway across the map. And a hero that can kill you from any distance, right? Because hit scans, that's just the way they function, right? She can kill you at close range, or she can kill you at long range. Like, fucking ridiculous. So, yes, probably she needs more nerfs than that, but that's a good start. Hela, the second bane of my existence, because I'm an Iron Man player when I play DPS, and Hela just shits on you most of the time. So, what did they do to change her? Reduced base health by 50 points. From 250 to 200. She was 250? I didn't know that. I mean, like, I guess you would assume every hero is, like, 250, right? Like, most of the heroes are 250. Good change, right? Hela is super lethal. She has one of the best ults in the game that's also super lethal. She's lethal at both close range, mid-range, and at long range. When you go to dive her, she has mobility with Bird. So yeah, lowering her HP makes her more susceptible to dive, makes her easier to kill. I think that's fine. But like, personally, my philosophy is the more lethal your character is and the higher your mobility, the less health you should have, right? I operate on the Tracer Widow philosophy when it comes to like how heroes should be designed. So Tracer has like some of the most she's one of the most mobile heroes in Overwatch, and because of that she has 175 HP, right? Or at least in the original game, in the base game of Overwatch 1, she had like 175 HP because she was so fucking mobile, and that made her really hard to hit. She also has a tiny hitbox, and she's also really lethal because if she gets up close to you, you know, she can like 1 or 2 tap you, not 2 tap, but 1 or 2 clip you with her guns. Widow should always be like 175 or 200. Basically, she should be around Tracer's HP because she has a lethal one-shot. So when you dive her, or if you can out-poke her, you should be rewarded for landing shots on her. She also has, again, an insanely small hitbox. So, like characters that are hyper-lethal with one-shots and stuff like that should have less HP. They should be glass cannons, basically. It does not make sense to have a character with 600 HP that can also one-shot people. That's insane. I'm looking at Roadhog, right? Like, insane design, if you ask me. Anyway, there's more Hela changes. Sorry, I got distracted. Night Sword Thorn, damage reduced by 50% at less than 6 meters. So that's reverse damage fall off, right? The closer you are, the less damage her primary fire does. Yeah, again, absolutely. That's a great change. It doesn't make sense that the hero is hyper lethal at all ranges, including close range. When you dive her, she should be at a disadvantage because the goal of the Hela should be to keep you from getting close to her, right? That should be her weakness. Reduced Nastrond Crow health. Did I say that? I feel like I got that name wrong. By 400 points from 1,000 to 600. So I imagine this is not Bird, right? Because you can't break Bird. Bird makes her invincible. Unless Bird had 1,000 health. No. This is her ult. Yeah, this is the ult. Okay. It had 1,000 health? Zeong? Again, what the fuck are we doing? Why did it have 1,000? Wait a minute, what the fuck? Hold on. Oh my god. Okay, so you're telling me the ult that is basically an AC 130, she can pop even at 1 HP. As long as she has 1 HP left, she can pop this ult. Gains 1,000 hit points, gets full view of the map damn near, and can 2-tap squishies with the ultimate. And basically like 4-tap or 3 or 4-tap tanks. That ult had 1,000 HP. What was the counterplay? Because shooting it seems unrealistic. There's so many heroes in the game that just can't shoot it, right? Like, Magic can't do anything to it. Mr. Fantastic can't do anything to it. Spider-Man can't do anything to it. Wolf can't do anything to it. Daredevil and Iron Fist are trolling if they try to do something to it, right? Like, you would have to be playing like Bucky or Punisher, right? Or Phoenix or something like that. A hit scan, basically. Or maybe like Squirrel. I guess Squirrel Girl could maybe do decent damage to it. But even then, you would need your whole team shooting at it. And most of the tanks in the game are melee tanks. So they just don't do anything. They can't do anything to it. So why did it have 600? Why did it have 1,000 HP? Like, there's no counterplay. She pops it, and it's like, you have to kite it. You have to get out of it. You have to line of sight it, or you're dead. I mean, personally, I think you should lower the HP even further than that, if I'm being honest with you. Like, it should be like 400 HP. But reducing it by 400 points is a good start. Jesus Christ, it was 1,000 HP. What fucking troglodyte thought that was a good idea? Like, let's move on before I have a fucking stroke. Human Torch. All right, so I've never been good at Torch personally. Like, I haven't played a lot of Torch. I love flyers, so you would think I would play a lot of Torch, but I don't know. Like, his loop, the clusters, like not being something you just naturally reload. You have to wait for the clusters to come back. Like his primary fire is what I mean. And then kind of the buggy nature of his fireball lines have kind of turned me off from Torch. So, you know, this is a hero that, like, I'm probably never going to pick up and play. I'm an Iron Man main if I'm going to play a flyer. Maybe I'll play Storm, but I mostly play Iron Man. Let's see. Fire clusters and all other abilities can now be used while Plasma Body is active. Let me see. So I think Plasma Body is the movement ability, right? Like the thing where he turns on his fire and he moves faster. Why was that not? That wasn't a thing originally. Why? Why not? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. He probably needs more buffs than that, given the state of the game and where and how prevalent hit scan is. But at least making him faster in the air makes it so that it's harder for the hit scans to actually hit him. So, okay, sure. Maybe buff his HP, but again, then the flyers are in a weird spot because I feel like if you make the flyers too good, people complain because no one wants to fucking look up to shoot flyers, but it's like, that's really all you have to do. Like, flyers are not that difficult to deal with. Sadly, you do have to swap to like hit scan or something like that to deal with flyers. Because projectile heroes have a much harder time hitting them. But the good news is that flyers are often in the air, which means that they don't have cover, which means that they're easier to land consecutive hits on. Personally, I think flyers are a DPS check. In the same way that I think Spider-Man and BP are your backline check or your supports check, flyers are your DPS check. If your DPS refuse to swap or don't play hit scan or can't play hit scan, the flyers basically run the lobby, right? Like, you need to have DPS who are willing to swap to deal with flyers in order for flyers to be accurately dealt with, right? In the same way that I think you need your backline to know how to patty cake and to keep track of one another and appeal for each other if BP and Spider-Man are in the game. So I can kind of understand some people's complaints about flyers because, again, if I'm a Magic main and there's an Iron Man or a torch flying in the air, it's like, if I don't hit my one shot on that hero, like, there's nothing I can really do to them, right? Because they just play outside of my range. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's see what they made. What changes did they make to my boy? Reduced sound made while in hyper velocity by 75%. Thank God. This hero was the loudest fucking hero in the game. Like, unreasonably loud. Like, to the point where he's not even anywhere near you. He's still in spawn, and he activates it, and you can fucking hear him from the point. It's ridiculous. So, like, it's not even about him being able to sneak up on you or anything like that. It's just, why is it so fucking loud? Like, he's not even nearby, and I can still hear him. It's ridiculous. So this was a good change. Micro Missile Barrage. New effect. Slows targets by 25% for 2 seconds. Ooh. Okay. Okay, yeah. Good. Again, this is a good change. As an Iron Man player, we basically never use micro missiles. Ever. Like, you might use it when you're in flight formation, like hyper velocity. Just for shits and giggles, you might push that button. But most of the time, if you're in the powered up state, when you're in your armored state, you have no reason to really use micro missiles. Like, you can maybe use micro missiles if you are up close to Groot walls or a shield. Then popping micro missiles is like okay, because it's doing a bunch of damage in a burst to a single shield or Groot walls. But most of the time, you don't want to play really close with Iron Man. You want to be playing poke. You want to play far away. And micro missiles just don't hit anything most of the time. So, like, it's better to just shoot your primary and to never use micro missiles. But having this new effect where they apply slow means you can pop micro missiles and you're going to be better at hitting your targets because you're projectile and they're moving slower. So you can better predict where they're going to be. That's an interesting change. I like that change for Iron Man. Give us some utility for micro missiles. Personally, I would have reworked micro missiles to be like a flare, like a dodge, a midair dodge that produces flares that like burn targets or damage targets that are too close to him, to give him options against like Spider-Man. But this is a fine change too. This is a good direction. Keep him strong where he's strong. Like, make him better at what he's good at, and keep the counterplay that is like Spider-Man. So okay, sure. Oh, we've got one other change. Sorry. Invincible Pulse Cannon grants 100 bonus health on cast. Increased projectile speed by 30%. Yeah. Okay. So here was another like thing that I've always kind of bitched and moaned about that I'm glad that we're finally taking a look at. Why does Luna? She gets shield when she pops her ultimate. Spider-Man gets shield when he pops his ultimate. Which they recently in what was this, like 3 patches ago, 3 seasons ago or something like that, they gave Witch shield when she pops her ultimate. Why does the guy who's in a suit of fucking armor, who has to stand still when he pops his ult, why doesn't he get shield when he pops his ult, right? Why doesn't he get bonus health? Doesn't make any sense. He's also the loudest fucking ult in the game, right? He has to call out maximum pulse before the pulse comes out. And then it has travel time. It actually has to go to its destination. So you have the most opportunity to kill Iron Man in his ultimate than any other hero, because it has the longest wind up. He only has 250 HP. I think it's like 375 if you pop armored mode because of the bonus health. Now, if you pop armor mode and cast the ult, you have like 425 HP. The ult is probably going off, which is a good change. Because let's be honest, if they have a Magneto on their team, you are never popping your ult anyway. Right? Because he's either gonna ult it himself, he's gonna fear Magneto it, and then dunk on you, or he's gonna shield it or bubble it, right? And you just get no value. So at least making it so that he can actually cast it without dying instantly is a good change. So W Iron Man changes. Yeah, I mean, I would rather them not make him more lethal. Just give him more like utility and stuff like that. And buff his ultimate a little bit. Sure. Yeah, I'm okay with those changes. I'm excited to play some Iron Man. Jean Grey, Phoenix. This is another hero that I think is like up there with Hela that I think is kind of broken. Just because she does too much. Reduced base health by 50 points. She was 250. She is now 200. Wasn't she 275 like 2 patches ago? Or like a patch ago? Didn't they just remove HP from her? I guess they figure it's not enough. Okay. I'm fine with that. Again, the more lethal and mobile the hero, the less HP they should have. Reduced cosmic flames damage at less than 6 meters by 50%. Okay, so it's the same damage fall off that Hela got. Again, good change. Totally fine by me. Especially considering the fact that when she's close range, she heals from the bursts, right? The fiery explosions. She gets health from that. So yeah, reducing the amount of damage she does and just making it so that she just brawls close range, it can stay in the fight longer, I think it's fine. So, okay. Again, fine changes by me. I think you're never going wrong if you're nerfing the hit scans in this game. So, any nerf to them are good changes in my opinion. Scarlet Witch. Team up anchor for chaotic strands. Okay, so this is the team up they mentioned back with the Peni thing. Damage bonus of 10%. Maybe 10% is a bit much, don't you think? I don't know, Xeon. 5% maybe would have been a bit better, but I'm gonna be honest, she needs all the help she can get. Like, that hero has like one of the lowest pick rates in the game for people who are not like trying to throw. So maybe that's really all she needs, is just some extra damage, and she's more useful. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think people sleep on this hero just a little bit too much. I think Witch is not good in a lot of situations, but she is a solid pick in certain niche situations. For instance, if the enemy team does not have a shield, Witch is actually kind of dangerous. Right? She's pretty strong. If the enemy team has like a Spider-Man or a BP or a Magic, heroes that are like hard to hit and fast moving, Witch is a good pick, because consistent damage, what those dive heroes don't want is consistent damage on them, right? For a lot of them, they are not used to being tagged consistently and seeing their health bar go down consistently. So they are more likely to play nervously because they are being damaged and they're not used to that, right? Like it's more like a psychological game, right? Where they're like, I'm actually taking consistent damage. I'm gonna be close to death. Going in is more dangerous. I'm more wary about going in because I know I'm gonna take damage. Whereas I'm used to being able to go in and people not being able to hit me because I'm on the fastest moving hero in the game, like Spider-Man or BP, or I'm magic and I have the fucking teleportation bubbles that, you know, for some reason your backline just doesn't know how to deal with, and you get shield and stuff like that. So like she's hard to hit because she just has brief moments of invincibility that people have to deal with, and that kind of turns some people's brains off. But anyway, so increased damage, sure, fine by me. No complaints here. Spider-Man, the fucking menace himself. All right, what do you got for me? I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, kind of like BP, I think the hero is fine. Like, I think the hero is in a good spot when he's bad, and he's really never been bad in any of these patches. So, like, to the people who are like on crack or meth talking about buff this hero, like Spider-Man needs buffs, like, you're insane. I don't know. I don't understand. I literally don't understand how you can come to that conclusion. Like, if you're trying to face tank on Spider-Man and play him as a frontline DPS, sure, you probably think he needs buffs. But if you're playing him like you should be playing him, which is just permanently a menace to the enemy team's backline, he does not need buffs. He's fucking broken as he is. Like I said, he's just a skill check for your supports. So, let's see what they did to him. Reduced base health by 50 points from 250 to 200. Okay. So, much like the Hela changes, again, hypermobile hero with hyper lethality got reduced. Maybe 50 is a bit much for Spider-Man, though. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Spectacular Spin no longer grants bonus health on cast. New effect grants 20 bonus health per hit up to 250. That's his ult, right? Yeah. Okay. Again, like I said, why the fuck does he have bonus health on cast? It's ridiculous. He doesn't need it. It's Reaper ult. It's like one of the most lethal ultimates in the game. It doesn't need... Really, I don't think it needs bonus health at all. I think they should have just removed the bonus health, period. Right? Because again, you're Spider-Man. You just web zip into the middle of the team and you pop your ultimate. If they don't die from the ultimate being popped, they get fucking stuck, right? They get stunned from that ult. Like, it's so busted. Like, generally speaking, if you're a Spider-Man player, genuinely, and you're struggling, the best thing you can do is learn to push Q. Push your ultimate button. Even in instances where you think you might die, push the button anyway. Like, it has one of the fastest charge rates. It's one of the most lethal ults in the game. It basically provides utility for your team because it stuns the enemy team, like I said before. Literally, even if you are in the middle of a fight and you're out of cooldowns, if you have your ult, pop that bitch. Use your fucking ultimate. If you push ult on cooldown, as long as there's a single target, don't look for those fat ults. Just, if you can kill one support, it is worth popping your ult for. The ult is that busted. It's insane. Anyway. Oh, there's more. Sorry. Amazing combo. Reduced range by 1 meter. Was 4 meters, is now 3 meters. New effect. Grants bonus health for each target hit. Okay, I know this one, actually. Ultimate combo is the uppercut. Yeah, reduced... I like this change. Personally, I think the range should go down to, like, 1 meter or 2 meters. Like, he should be on fucking top of you in order for it to connect. It's insane that... You understand that this thing used to be, like, 5 meters? Like, this ability used to hit you from Narnia. It was ridiculous. So, yes, reduce the fucking range on this ability, because it should be skillful. You shouldn't just be able to web zip blindly into the enemy team and push a button and get value, right? You just get the uppercut, you knock people into the air. It's Ball, right? He's literally just Ball, Reaper, and Tracer from Overwatch mixed into one character. He's insane. You get the displacement from Ball that makes it easier for good DPS to just shoot people. Anyway, the shield generation is interesting though, since they took so much. They took 50 HP from him. Giving him 20 bonus HP for each target hit seems reasonable. Okay. I guess this helps him. Yeah, because like the main answer you have for Spider-Man when he attacks your backline is shoot him. So this gives him the ability to still get his combo off if you're good, I imagine. I mean, 20 HP isn't that much, but this effectively makes the nerf to his HP 30 points instead of 50, because by the time he goes in, he's going to hit this uppercut on at least one person. So his health will be 220 for the most part by the time he goes in. So, again, reasonable. Good change, right? I guess. Nerfed his HP. I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. No buffs to his damage. No buffs to his mobility. Sure. Totally fine. Star-Lord. Reduced base health by 75 points. From 250 to 175. Jesus Christ. They took a sledgehammer to his HP. I mean, it makes sense, right? They buffed his ult. This hero has some of the best mobility in the game. He's brain dead most of the time. Like, I've seen Star-Lord that just literally boost into your team and push the Reaper ult button in front of your team, just fucking no brains, all balls in it, just balls deep in it. And it's like, he should be punished for that, shouldn't he? Like, we should be able to kill him for using that ability brainlessly. But he has 250 HP. And he has like 2 dashes that grant him invincibility. So he's not even worried about it, right? And he can just fly away. So, okay. This also, I feel like, makes him easier to kill in his ultimate. Which, again, I think is, like, philosophy should be glass cannon. Star-Lord can wipe your whole team with his ultimate. Being able to have a counterplay, which is just shoot him out of the air, seems like a good change, right? Now he needs to be pocketed by a DPS. Otherwise, he's actually threatened by using his ult in the open, literally flying into the middle of the fucking air and popping his ult where everyone can see him and shoot him. He's not threatened by doing that because he has so much HP. Now, Star-Lords might think twice about just popping it randomly. Like if their DPS are dead or something like that. And again, there's counterplay now. So, good change. Okay. I'm all for Star-Lord nerfs. Again, I'm an Iron Man player. Star-Lord shits on me. So, good to see. Punisher. Reduced base HP by 50 points. From 300 to 250. What is up with these random HP values for these heroes? Why the fuck was Punisher 300 HP? Is it because of his model size? Even so, like, Punisher is... it's not like he's not a lethal hero. Shotgun Punisher is still insanely lethal. And he's lethal at long range. You don't get a pass, Punny. You're just as bad as Hela, if you ask me. So, yeah, nerfing his HP. Honestly, I think you should have dropped it even more, right? Why stop at 50? Go 75 or 100 like you did with Star-Lord. But 50 is a good start. Okay. Reduced final judgment duration by 2 seconds. From 10 to 8. This is his ult, right? Yeah, okay. That's a good change. I like that change too. I don't know about you, but yeah, Punisher ult lasts fucking forever. I didn't realize it was 10 seconds, but it feels like it. Honestly, it feels like Luna's old ult. It feels like it lasted for like 16 seconds. It was fucking ridiculous. 8 seconds seems like it's more reasonable. Okay. Winter Soldier, Bucky. Reduced base health by 25 points. Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern here of the DPS are getting like HP nerfs. Like the meta DPS are getting HP nerfs. I'm okay with that. I think the HP pool, one of the contributing factors to this game, like triple support feeling so obnoxious, is so many heroes just have so much HP that with triple support, like you just can't break through anything. So reducing the HP pools of heroes, I think, is a good way of like counteracting triple support and making that less viable. You also get less ult charge if you're the supports, right? Because they have lower max HP. So that's interesting. Okay. Reduced base HP by 25 points. Was 275, is now 250. Why the fuck was he 275? This is a hero that gets shield on cast of his abilities. And he has CC. He's like, what is it? He has 3 forms of CC. Why did he need 25 extra HP? And he's ranged. Xeon, man, someone needs to check this. Like, this guy needs a mental health check. Like, we need to go to his house. Are you okay? Right? Were you bullied as a child? Is someone bullying you currently? Who hurt you? Like, anyway. Trooper's Fist. Remove bonus health on cast. New effect. Grants 25 bonus HP on hit. What? Okay. Tainted Voltage. Remove bonus health on cast. New effect. Grants 15 HP. 15 bonus health on hit. Bionic Hook. Removed bonus health on cast. New effect. Grants 25 bonus health on hit. Okay, so they took the same philosophy that they had with Thor and applied it to him. So, well, Thor and Spider-Man, right? It's no longer you just get the bonus health on cast, you get it on hit. Yes, that is the direction you want to take the heroes in this game. Don't just reward people for pushing their buttons. You want to reward actually landing your abilities, right? Reward skillful play with shield. Good change. Good change. I actually think these numbers are actually lower than the original effects, right? Like, I feel like he got more HP on Hook, or on Tainted Voltage. What are these names? Trooper's Fist, Tainted Voltage? Bionic Hook makes sense, but anyway. Looks like that's all the changes they've made to the DPS. Probably some more heroes that probably could have been looked at. Fantastic, maybe could have been looked at a little bit. Shift some power around. I think that hero is way too survivable in a lot of instances. He feels unkillable sometimes. Squirrel Girl maybe could have been looked at. That hero just feels really obnoxious. I think that hero just needs a rework, if I'm being honest with you. Blade could have been looked at again. Like, well, I don't know though. I think with all of the changes they're making this season, nah, Blade's still probably gonna be bad, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I think bad is the wrong word. I think a lot of people who pick Blade just don't know how to play him. And I think we're maybe just not in a meta that is kind to Blade, right? Maybe the hero is fine and we just need a meta shift, right? If we were a brawl, if this was a brawl meta, I think Blade is actually fine. But, okay. That's all the DPS stuff. Let's move on to the strategists. Alright. Starting things off with Cloak and Dagger. Reduced health by 25 points. Was 275, is now 250. What the fuck? What the fuck? Was she 275? She is a pencil with an ass on it. What? Why is a hero with a hitbox that thin 275? That makes no sense. I would argue, okay, maybe the logic is Cloak is 200 and Dagger is 75 HP. But anyways, no, whatever. You're lying to yourself. Yeah, 275 was too much. 250 is a bit more reasonable. Dagger Storm. Reduce one-time healing on spell effect creation by 30 points. Was 60, is now 30. Okay, so this is the bubble, right? Okay. I mean, honestly, we probably could have looked at her ultimate, right? Maybe remove the heal. Maybe remove the damage on her ult, right? Maybe nerf the duration of the ultimate. Maybe nerf the distance traveled on the ult per dash. Anything to look at that ult and reduce the effectiveness of it, because I still think it's one of the most busted ults in the game. Thankfully, though, I think it's also one of the easiest ults to counterplay, right? Like if you have a Magneto, you can just rock her. Iron Man can pulse her. Witch can blow her up. I'm pretty sure you can kill through it with like Punisher ult. Like, she actually has to stay in the vicinity of her ult too. Like, it's not like Luna where the ult follows her or anything like that. So, I don't know. Like, I think Cloak and Dagger is one of the easier ones to punish out of her ult. So, give or take. Still, I think you could have did something to nerf the ult a little bit, but whatever. Nerfing the base character is fine too. I'll take that as well. Like, that bubble needed to be changed. Like, 60 burst healing on the bubble on cast is fucking ridiculous. Anyway. Gambit. This is a hero that, like, I never see him, right? Like, I haven't played a lot these last 2 seasons, but it is pretty much universally understood that Gambit should be banned like 90% of the games. And it's a shame because when they announced him, I was like, oh yeah, support the like Gambit is cool. I actually want to play that as a support. And he's permabanned. So, you know, what can you do? But all right, what did you change? Raging Royal Flush. Removed the Purify effect. Reduced enhanced damage ratio by 10%. Was 20%, is now 10%. Reduced healing over time by 15 points. Was 55, is now 40. Removed ultimate ability charge acceleration effect. Okay, so just nerfs to his ult, which is I think what he needed the most, right? I'm kind of mixed on the Purify effect being removed. I actually think it's kind of interesting. Like, if you get Groot ulted, you can counter ult with Gambit ult to cleanse it. Like, I think that's kind of interesting gameplay, right? Like, okay, to be fair, the Purify effect needed to be removed from something. Either remove it from the ultimate or remove it from his flush, right? Like the card ability that he has on cooldown, right? That's on his resource. So you could maybe argue that removing it from the ult is more skillful because now you need to manage your cards in order to be able to purify things. And that requires more skill than just pushing the ult button. So, okay. But it's more effective to just get an ult out, right? Like, maybe you save your ult for when you need the Purify effect, right? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. Removing the Purify effect on one of them is fine, though. So, I'll take what I can get. Massive nerfs. Not even massive. They're just, like, slight tunes to the rest of the ult. Removing the ult charge acceleration effect is, like, why the fuck was that even there? When you read this ultimate, by the way, like, I'm going to put it up on screen so you can read everything that this ult does. And I think this is the problem with the community, for the most part, is a lot of people pick heroes and, like, don't actually know the details of these heroes. Because this screen that I'm showing you right now, this isn't available in-game, right? Like, the version of this that's in-game doesn't show numbers. It just shows, like, a description of the ability. if you knew the numbers, if you knew that this, gave like 30% ult charge acceleration, you would be like, oh yeah, like this is busted. Like what the fuck are we doing? Why is this the case? Right? Or like Cloak Bubble healing 60 when you burst healing for 60. It's like, why is the number that high? Right? Punisher ult lasting for 10 seconds. Like, you don't think about it when you're just playing the game, but if you see the number, you're like, oh yeah, that's too high, right? So, like, no idea why we don't show numbers in-game. Please add that feature in a future patch, right? Just add this screen to the game, and it's fine, right? Let me see all the details of the hero in-game and not have to go look at a website to see the details of the heroes. But yeah, Gambit changes. Maybe he won't be permabanned from now on. Like maybe people will actually get to play that hero and learn the hero. Because you can't learn Gambit, right? Because he's permabanned. You have to either play him in quick play, and that's not really good experience because people don't take quick play seriously. People just dick around in quick play. There's no back and forth, so you don't get to play both defense and offense, right? So you don't get the experience of learning with specific team comps because you don't get to play with those team comps long enough to be able to adjust and stuff like that. So being able to play him in ranked now seems like it's actually a good change. If these nerfs are enough, we'll have to see. Next up, Invisible Woman reduced her base health by 25 points. Was 275, is now 250. Again, we're seeing consistency here. I would actually argue that I think it should be lower than that, but because she has so many options to like heal herself and defend herself, reducing her HP even more than that probably would have been a better choice. But I'll take any nerfs you can give that hero. I play Invis, and I still think that hero needs to be nerfed. Guardian Shield reduced self shield health by 100 points. It was 200, it is now 100. Reduced self-healing effect by 10 points. It was 25 per second. It's now 15 per second. Okay, so just all-around nerfs to her self-shield. Good to see. Covert Advance. Increased healing amount by 10 points from 20 to 30 per second. So this is invisibility. Like when she's invisible. So she heals more while she's invisible, and she heals less from the shield. Okay, I think that's fine, because when you're invisible, you can't interact with anything, or else your invisibility will break, and people can technically shoot you out of invisibility. So I think this is fine, right? I think good invises will still be able to play the hero and do just fine. So good changes. Alright, next up is Jeff the Land Shark. Increased base health by 25 points. Increased? That's new. I thought we were nerfing HP pools this season. Why are we increasing his health? Joyful Splash. Increased damage dealt to enemies by 10 points per second from 70 to 80. 70 sounds like it's a lot, doesn't it? Did it need a buff? Well, I mean, I never really think to use his beam to actually like kill enemies. So, like, really it dealing damage to enemies is just kind of a bonus at this point. So, buffing his damage dealt to enemies, sure, makes him just spam healing his team in a straight line. Makes it more effective if he's hitting the enemies. So cool. All right. It's Jeff. I'm pretty sure that's his ultimate. Increased healing pool radius by 2 meters. It was 8 meters. It's now 10 meters. What the fuck? Why was it 8 meters? Why was it only 8 meters? Why not just make it 10 meters from the start? Like, why be? It's eccentric for no reason. Oh, we're gonna make it 8 meters. Anyway. Increased healing amount per second by 30 points. That's a big buff to the healing. Okay. From 100 to 130. So this just makes it a healing circle now, which I don't think I'm super happy about. New effect. Allies eaten by its Jeff instantly gain 150 bonus health. Okay. New effect. Jeff gains 50 bonus health for each ally eaten by its Jeff. Bonus health decays after the allies leave Jeff's mouth. Good changes. Okay. So, from what I understand, at least from my perspective of playing Jeff, the biggest problem I have with playing Jeff is eating your allies, right? Like, nobody understands that you get bonus health. Like, first off, he heals you while you're in his mouth, and you get bonus health if he overheals you while you're in his mouth. So it's actually advantageous to be eaten by Jeff in certain situations, and to have him, like, keep you in his mouth. But most of the time when a Jeff ults, it's to get people off the point, right? So you want to be there to contest the point. So eating your allies forces them off the point, which, you know, keeps them from contesting the point or to fight the people who didn't get eaten by you. So you typically didn't want to eat your allies if you were a Jeff. This change makes it so that you still don't want to eat your allies, but at least when you eat them and you go to spit them out, they'll have 150 bonus HP, right? They'll have 150 shield upon leaving your mouth. And even if you get killed while you're Jeff, right, while they're in your mouth during the ultimate, they still come out with 150 bonus HP. So it's better. I honestly would have just preferred an option to, like, hold down the ult button and not eat your allies. Like, you only eat the enemies, you don't eat your allies. Maybe that was too difficult to code or something like that, or maybe that's just not something they can do. I don't know. But I think this is an okay compromise. Also, Jeff getting bonus health for each ally eaten means that he's more likely to actually make it off the map, right? He's more likely to reach whatever location he needs to reach without dying instantly, right? Even if he... here's another thing, right? Even if he eats his teammates and misses all of his enemies, Jeff gets bonus HP for each teammate eaten, and the teammates come out with 150 bonus HP, and there's a healing circle that's bigger and heals more. So it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel as bad when you only get some allies eaten, right? Because everybody gets something out of it. Whereas, you know, previously, you maybe only healed for like 2 seconds or less than 2 seconds if a Jeff ate you and no one else, because he's going to spit you out immediately because he's going to fucking die if he doesn't. So I think these are good Jeff changes. W Jeff changes, okay. Maybe didn't need to buff his HP. Seems like a bit much, but okay. Maybe we didn't even need to buff his damage. Maybe we only needed to change his ultimate, and that would have been it. But the hero is considered a throw pick by a lot of people anyway, so maybe this will change that tune. Probably not. People like their healing circle support ults, so yeah, whatever. Moving on. My girl Mantis. Please be good. Please be good changes, because I like Mantis a lot. I think Mantis is one of the most fun supports. She just cannot keep up with the rest of the support. Like, Mantis has been power prepped to oblivion by the rest of the support cast. Unless you're running triple support, Mantis just feels like she cannot keep up with the rest of the supports. So what do they do to you? Life Energy Blast, a new effect. Non-critical hits grant 1/3 life orb energy. Yeah, W change. Yes, W change. Give her more uptime, right? Some of these heroes have really weird hitboxes and really small heads, so you need to be God in human form on Mantis to be able to make her work in double support. I think this change makes it so that you can actually use her in double support as long as you're hitting something, right? As long as you're dealing damage, you're gonna get your orbs back. You don't have to worry about necessarily hitting crits. I mean, of course, you should still go for crits because they give a full seed back. But this is a good way. In the same way that like Adam got his shit where his uptime was increased, but we didn't do it for Mantis for some reason. I think this is a good change to kind of bring her in line with the changes that they've given to Adam. Allied Inspiration, new effect. Affected allies receive 10% lifesteal for the effect's duration. What the that seems pretty good. I mean, well, on like a Wolverine, this is disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. On Wolverine, on Iron Fist, right? Even on like Spider-Man, on Squirrel Girl, this is fucking gross. Hell, even on a Hela, right? Like you're tapping people in the fucking head, and you deal like 200 HP to the head or something like that, or like 175 to the head. You just get, well, you only get 17 HP back. I mean, that's not that much, but still. Like the Wolverine is going crazy, right? Like you put this on your Wolverine, he's popping off, or your Iron Fist, they're popping off, they're going crazy. Good changes, good changes to Mantis, I think. Maybe a bit too strong given triple support, right? Like this probably makes triple support even more cancer with Mantis. But at least she's maybe more viable in double support, because like previously, you really didn't have time to use Allied Inspiration, to use the damage boost, because you need to be keeping up with heals. You need to be keeping your team alive. So, you know, you don't get that opportunity to give damage boost to people because you only have 4 seeds. Unless, again, you're hitting headshots like crazy, then you can be putting damage boost on people. But most of the time, you know, you have to focus on keeping those seeds for healing. So I think this is a good change, right? Put this on like your Star-Lord, put this on your Spider-Man, your Magic, etc. Right? Their survivability is increased slightly while not being too broken. We'll have to see on that though. I actually think you could probably raise that lifesteal a bit higher if they implement some kind of change to triple support to make it so that you can't run triple support, right? Or that triple support is weaker than it is currently. Then I could see bumping that number up to like 15 or even 20%. But moving on. We got 2 left. Rocket Raccoon. Repair mode. Added 30% damage fall off on spheres after they travel 30 meters. Oh. Repair mode is the orbs. Yeah, the spheres. 30% healing fall off after 30 meters. So I guess they don't want you to sit in the back and just spam heals from like 600 meters away. That seems fine. I think that's fair. 30% maybe isn't even all that much, if I'm being honest with you. You could probably be more aggressive than that, but still fine. Bombard mode. Increased damage per round by 4? From 16 to 20. That feels like it's a lot. I think this makes, like, this lets you shred people, especially like a tank. You can just fucking shred, especially if you hit them in the face. Oh my god, you're just gonna completely annihilate tanks with this. Wall crawl. Increased wall crawl speed by 1 meter from 8 to 9 meters per second. Okay, give him a little bit of his wall crawl speed back. Oh, I'm going to be honest with you. I think these are interesting Rocket changes. Like, I think it's boring the way people play Rocket currently, which is just sit in the back of the map, sit as far back as you can, and just spam heals at your team. Like, no damage. Like, you just don't do any damage on Rocket. You're just heal botting. That's not fun for the person playing Rocket, right? It's not fun for someone forced to play support. And it's like kind of just annoying to deal with if you're the enemy team, because there's just someone all the way in the back that you just don't get to interact with. So encouraging the Rockets to play closer to their team, and encouraging them to actually use their gun and to deal damage, I think are good changes. We'll see if it's a bit too much, though. They may need to dial back that damage per round to like 2 or 3. But like I said, we'll see. Honestly, they may need to increase the damage fall off, because there's still going to be people who play him like a bot. You know, just sitting in the back. 30% to them is just like, well, that's like 4 or 5 healing that I'm losing. Fuck it. I'm still going to play all the way in the back in a little cubby hole or something like that. Anywho, the last support to be changed, Ultron. Increased base health by 25 points from 250 to 275. That's kind of scary. Again, why are we buffing support HP? Like, if anything, a lot of these heroes just need their HP nerfed, but okay. Well, I guess he's a flyer, so okay. Imperative Firewall, new effect, grants bonus health equal to 10% of the affected target's base health. Huh. Okay. So I believe this by default granted like 60 HP, like 60 bonus health to any target affected. The problem with this in double support, like Ultron's biggest problem is that his abilities don't feel impactful in double support, right? In 222. To be specific, he feels like he doesn't deal enough. He feels like he's not impactful to the tank, because 60%, 60 bonus HP to a tank that has 600 HP is nothing, right? Like, and the tank is going to take the most damage out of anyone on the team. So, giving 10% additional bonus shield or bonus HP to the tank makes it go from 60 to, like, if you're Hulk, which I think Hulk has, it's either 550 or 600 HP, you now get 55 bonus health or 60 bonus health, totaling to 120 bonus health instantly. That does seem better. That's much better. That's more appealing if I'm your tank than just 60. Honestly, this number could probably be higher than that. You could probably go a full 20. But bonus shields are maybe a little iffy, right? Instant healing like that, instant bonus health like that is kind of iffy, because, you know, it feels bad to be about to kill someone and then just their health comes up. And there's no, like, counterplay. You can't shield it off or anything like that. You can't destroy the drone. So 10% feels fine, because this is kind of a tricky slope to be sliding down. But I think it did need something. Also making it so that, like, basically every hero in the game is going to get 80 to 85 shield on cast for this. Seems like it's pretty good. So, okay. Also, you have to think, right, this bonus applies to everyone in range, right? So he's giving more bonus health to his whole team in a single button press. Because it's not just 60 to the whole team. It's actually, I think allies get, what, 30%? Or 30 bonus health, or like 45? I don't think it's the full 60 that is granted to the person who actually has the drone. Either way, just more shields for everybody. The ability feels more impactful, so I'm okay with that. Oh, there's an additional effect, sorry. New effect. Affected targets receive 10% damage boost for the effect's duration. Okay, yeah, no, I see why you didn't up the health, the bonus health even more than that. It grants damage boost and it grants shield. Okay, totally fine. I think he needed something like this. You really only want to play Ultron in, like, high damage comps anyway. Again, triple support. This makes triple support even more disgusting slop. But, like, that shouldn't be the fault of the hero, right? the hero should be balanced around 2-2-2 because 2-2-2 is the most fun format, or at the very least, they should just be balanced around 2 supports. He should feel impactful if you pick him as a second support instead of just a third support. Like, people shouldn't be like, what the fuck, Ultron is only good in triple support. Kind of like what they do with Adam. I think the stigma for this has gone down a little bit, but generally speaking, people are like, if you pick Adam in 2-2-2, they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he's only good in triple support. Mantis is the same way. What the fuck are you doing? She's only good in triple support. So kind of moving away from that, I think is a good change. So long as at some point we address triple support, which, you know, that's not in this patch note, in these patch notes, but maybe it's in the system changes that they've adjusted triple support stuff or added something to fix triple support. I don't know, but here's hoping. Anyway, imperative patch. What is this? Is this his I think this is his dash, right? Or is this his ult? New effect, grants additional healing per second equal to 5% of the affected target's base HP. No. Okay, so this is just the drone. This is the drone itself. Okay, let me reread that, sorry. New effect, grants additional healing per second equal to 5% of the affected target's base HP. So, tanks receive more shield, and they receive more healing from Ultron's drone, based on their total HP. Okay. And I mean, the same is true for supports and stuff like that. Yeah, again, I think that's fine. Some people are going to say, you know, Ultron you shouldn't buff his healing or anything like that because he doesn't actually have to do anything, but his healing numbers are just too low right now. Like, they just don't feel impactful at all. I think we need to find that middle ground where his healing feels good, but isn't super oppressive either, right? It doesn't feel like you can't kill anything through it. So 5% from the target's total base health, I think is fine. Removed effect. Max tolerance duration out of sight. So is this it disappears after you line up? Yeah, it disappears after you line of sight it for a certain duration. Okay, they removed that. Okay. New effect, drones on targeted allies have a max range of 60 meters. Okay, so your allies won't lose the drone if you aren't looking at them, right? If you don't line of sight them, but they will lose the drone if they move too far away from Ultron. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that change. That seems fine. I actually think that makes Ultron more flexible, right? Because kind of like one of the big problems you would have is like on certain maps that are full of like buildings, walkways, right? Like just debris and stuff like that. As Ultron, you're gonna lose line of sight on your allies a lot. So this helps mitigate that. 60 meters is maybe too little, given the fact that Ultron is flying. So this maybe encourages Ultron to play closer to his team so that he can maximize, you know, the range of his drones, which keeps him from just sitting in the skybox and being an unkillable monster. So okay, that seems fine. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, for the Ultron change, I think for a lot of these changes, we just kind of have to see what they're like when they go live. Because like that could be really good for Ultron, or it could make it really fucking toxic. I think we're more on the lines of it being good for him, but we'll you never know, right? You have to see. Small tweaks and changes to specific characters into the meta can kind of change how a lot of things play out in the game. But that's all of the patch notes, this is one of the bigger patches that they've done, honestly. And I think they needed to do a patch about this big, given how Overwatch kind of came for their ass the last season. I'm gonna be honest, I'm excited to play this season. Like, generally speaking, for patches, the more changes you make in a season, the more excited I am to play the season, right? Because I want to see new shit. I want to see people using new shit. I don't want to just come out of the spawn gate and everyone is running the same shit that they've been running for the last, like, 3 seasons. We're also getting a new hero this season, so, you know, maybe that'll mix things up a little bit. I didn't get any information on the new hero. I guess they're really tight-lipped about that kind of thing. So, you know, couldn't get that from my insider. But this is what I've got. Hey, thank you for sitting down and listening to me go over them. Maybe I think I'll leave a PDF of all of the changes in the description so that you can read through them yourself and, like, look at them in more detail. But thank you for watching. Take care and have a great day.